My ASMR fingers. This is what I do for ASMR. Crazy. Hey, how are you doing? So my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just wanted to kind of talk to you one-on-one about my writer's progress. If you don't know, I'm a screenwriter. I'm working on my first feature film, and it's been a whole process that I'm going to be documenting here on YouTube. And I just wanted to give you an update. Today is currently August 16th. And 2025, and my goal is to shoot this literally next summer, and that is going to be a whole process. Like it's so daunting to think about, and it can overwhelm me. So I know deep down I'm going to try and do this, but we're going to see how this works. So I'm just creating these videos to kind of create like a snail chain, so you get to enjoy the process as well. Today I went to a coffee shop, and I was meant to actually hang out with a friend today, but I decided to kind of take a day off and go to a coffee shop and write. I haven't done that for a bit, and I had a great, lovely time working at the shop. So I have been kind of struggling the last few months because of life events. My external world has changed a lot from a year ago, and when that happens, you know, it can really bleed into wanting to write, wanting to do any of the like extra things. Sometimes you need to get everything in order to continue going. But the pros of all of that, I've taken like a month or two off from writing, is that I have kind of like a fresh set of eyes. So as you can see in one of the other videos up here or down here, you'll see, I'll link it. There's a video of me sending this script to a producer. I unfortunately never heard back from that producer. It's very, very sad. But I think that's just part of the industry. And to be honest, he is really busy. And have I reached back out to say, hey, have you gotten it? No, because it's not perfect. And my goal is like, if he has extra time to help me kind of craft it, but he might not want to do that. Now, you might say, Nick, like, why would you send that to a producer? Like, aren't they supposed to do for funding? Yes, but some producers really love helping craft narratives and films. That's why they become producers. A lot of producers actually love having a story and being able to help mold it. So I sent that off knowing that, and then also sent it off because I know that it was a big step. I get really scared to share my work. So I don't know about you, but it's really nerve-wracking to be like, hey, it's clear I spent a lot of time in this. Can you look at it and tell me if it's not a piece of crap? It usually is a piece of crap. So yeah, so I sent it to him, and then a week ago I actually had I didn't hear back from him, so I sent it to one of my friends, and she read it and sent me some notes. And then a few days ago we actually hopped on a phone call, and I just talked to her. I said, I was like, what do you think this film is about? What do you think, you know, what do you want more of? What doesn't make sense? And I found it really helpful because she sent me written feedback, and that's what normally people do. They'll send you written feedback, but I need someone right now to be able to talk through my scripts. The way I write, and this is all about process, right? So I hope my process will evolve and change, but the way that I write right now is that I write kind of on impulse. So I will have this image and I'll write, and then I'll just generate a lot of material, and I'll focus on these images that I see in my head that I think will be very powerful beats in the movie. What gets tricky is threading all of them together, and some of them aren't going to work together and some will. But what I'm struggling with now is I kind of have too much on the plate, and trying to kind of simplify the film back down. As you can tell, there's like a lot of, I won't give a lot away, but there's like a lot of symbolism in my art. And then this film would be a lot of symbolism, but I'm trying now to focus back on the main story. So the biggest note that I got from my friend, her name is Queen Tai, she's amazing. And she's who I sent, sorry for the loud motorcycle. She's who I sent, I'm on the side of a road, okay. She's who I sent Flowers to, my short film that's on this channel. She's the one that I sent it to first, pretty much out of anyone, and she helped me shape it to what it was. So she's kind of my go-to person for sharing vulnerable things. And her main feedback that I got from her was figuring out like why are we invested in these characters? Like, why do they matter? Like, what are they going through? Like, I have all the beats sort of, but like, how do we get emotionally attached to this? Why is this a big deal for the main character? And why does this story matter? And so those are really big questions, and I know I don't have the answer. So what I need to do is kind of dive back down into details. But what I did today is I went to a coffee shop and I pulled out. And I keep doing this. You'll keep noticing me doing this because I get really lost when I get into the details of things, but I'm trying to make sure that I know all my beats and I know what the characters are trying to go through. What is the main character going through? What is he feeling? That's what we did today. And just reiterating, like, okay, what are the beats that we know for a fact are in this film? Because everything else is fluff, and the fluff is really fun, but like I need to build the confidence that we're continuing, like there is no other option, it's this. And that takes a lot of reiterating and a lot of making a draft and then, taking time apart and going back to it. So yeah, so today I guess I didn't do too much, but I just looked at like the drafts. I didn't look at my drafts. I just like looked at some outlines that I could put, and then I just like reformulated my story to fit it, trying to be really simplistic. Like, what is this film about? Who's the protagonist? Who's the antagonist? How does the character start the film? How does he end the film? What are some obstacles? And that's basically it. And I'm hoping that I will do another draft. I think what I got stuck in, and you can see this from my other videos, is that it's like 50 pages, and the reader, you don't feel connected because it's all these like really intense beats all happening at once, and I need to kind of like spread it out. So I'm going to try, and I'm losing motivation to do this, so I'm trying to figure out ways I can do this. I'm also very hesitant, like when I tell you I'm doing something versus doing it actually and then telling you, right? You get the positive feedback before you do it, and that's not always helpful. But what I'm hoping to do, that's how I'm going to reframe this, is I'm hoping to really look at structure and then really for next draft just try and get the structure. For 10 pages, we are going to do we're going to be doing the act 1, the setup. At page 12, we're going to do the climax. I'm going to try to really focus on having these beats in these pages, generating the material for it, and then having a draft that's hopefully long enough to be an actual film. It's a lot of work. I'm finding a lot of difficulty right now in life carving out time to do this. Although I love it, it's also very scary. It's kind of like going to the gym because you're kind of like every day you have to face that you're not where you want it to be finished, right? You want it to be like, oh, that's it, but you can't get there until you go through the work, and the work is kind of like climbing up a mountain. So yeah, wish me luck. I would love to get back in a routine of writing, but today was great because I kind of just did it on a whim and it felt really good again. And yeah, I'm kind of going under this premise that like I would love to shoot it next summer, but I'm also like, I know this creative journey is not linear, and I need to go with it in waves. So I'm kind of letting it take a back seat, and I'm just focusing on my life, focusing on, I'm doing a class right now. I'm back at home with family. I'm trying to figure out the future, where I'm going to be staying, living. So I'm letting that take priority. And then hopefully I can just focus on the major aspects of my film so that I can continue to grow it. So yeah, that's where I'm in August. I haven't worked on it for a few months. I usually would be like, boo-hoo, but to be honest, other things are more important. And I'm a big advocate that you need to live a life for your art. The reason why sometimes you don't finish things is because you put too much pressure on it. And it should come from a place of being like, you know what, I miss doing this, and I miss this feeling, and so I'm going to do it, Sometimes pressure can like diminish. Think of it like a fire. If you put too much air, you put too much like logs or wood on it, you can smother it. So it's the same thing with creativity. By focusing too much on it, you can smother it. You can also think of it like a sun. If you literally look at the sun, you're going to burn your eyes out. But if you feel the sun, if you look around the sun, if you look at where the sun is illuminating things, you can view the sun as your art project too, and that helps to see where your art lives in your life, and then just note it, and then put it back into your art, your film, and all of that too. And yeah, so I had a good day. On paper, it doesn't really look like I did a lot, but it's one step we're going. So I feel like this is all part of the process. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Let me know if you want any other videos, if you like this content, if you want something more structured, let me know. But I guess my goal is to just kind of like keep creating stuff on this channel And so I apologize if it's not fully high production value, but to be honest, I can't afford to do that right now. So yeah, but I hope you like this. I hope this inspires you. If you are creative and you're looking for coaching, I also do one-on-one coaching. I have a few clients right now, regardless if you're like an amateur or you are a professional. If you want someone to just kind of like hold you accountable, help you set some goals and some game plans, I'm your dude. So reach out to me. Links in bio too. First consultation's free. I want to be there for you. So yeah, if you have a project that you really want to do and you're kind of like facing a lot of friction, let me help you break down that friction so that you can hit your goals. I've done it before and I'd love to help you. Yeah, that's my little shout out. But yeah, have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.